I can't believe we got a reference to the Star Trek Interactive VCR board game, plus freaking Martok! I'm Gayfesh, and today we'll be talking Star Trek Lower Decks Season 3, Episode 2, The Least Dangerous Game. But before we get started, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Spoilers ahead. Boimler finds out that a buffoonish Bolian he used to make fun of is now captain of his own ship, and is upset that he seems to luck into it, while Boimler's carefully crafted plan to become a captain has stagnated. Tendi suggests it's because the Bolian dude was taking every mission, good or bad, and always open to new opportunities, while Boimler only plays it safe. Boimler hears that and decides he's going to say yes to everything from now on. It starts out great. Joining a spring ball game and screaming leads Shax to have him sing soprano in a Bajoran dirge choir, where his lanky frame is seen as ideal to pose for a body art class. He's ingratiated himself to several senior officers, and he declares he will keep saying yes to everything, which directly leads to him agreeing to be hunted for sport by a gigantic monster alien. He quickly has buyer's remorse when he realizes this is not a game of tag, but an honest-to-God blood sports hunt. He tries to get the captain to call security, but once she learns who's hunting him, she laughs it off and leaves him to his fate. He eventually decides that he's going to take the fight back to the hunter, but only gets so far as declaring it before getting speared in the torso. Don't worry, he's fine. Future medical technology means slapstick is getting impaled, or having someone cut off your leg is a practical joke. I just started watching The Orville. The hunter explains his species does catch and release and just poses with his catch for selfies. Sure, he's probably got permanent nerve damage in his shoulder, but he has still declared from now on he'll be Bold Boimler. Mariner, meanwhile, has to deal with answering to Ransom, who is clearly trying to set her up to be insubordinate. They're repairing a space elevator on one of those Star Trek planets where everyone has sex, and Ransom sends the two engineers down to the surface while he and Mariner do the repair work. She complains that the engineering team would be done by now while they're still struggling working outside their wheelhouse, but Ransom insists they are qualified to do it. Eventually, the engineers find themselves in a diplomatic snafu that results in them almost getting volcano sacrificed. And when Ransom still won't abandon the elevator to help them out, Mariner decides to be insubordinate and skydive off the elevator to do the rescue herself. Of course, not 10 seconds after she's jumped, Ransom calls her unaware she's gone rogue and says they should go rescue them, so she has to quickly abort the dive and climb all the way back up to his level without him noticing, only for him to say, "Hey, let's go skydiving." He swoops down and quickly resolves the situation by ripping his shirt off, of course. The subplot with Billups and Rutherford getting caught up in a series of away mission cultural mishap cliches feels like the show has already done it to death. I don't want Lower Decks to just satirize its own franchise. It's actually one of the reasons I have hesitated on recommending the show to people who aren't already into Star Trek. Half the jokes in each episode are completely lost on people who aren't like me. I can personally appreciate the jokes, but even my parents who are diehard Trekkies need me to pause and explain why I'm laughing 3 to 4 times an episode. Anyway, what was your favorite joke of the episode? Let me know down below.
Can we talk about how Boimler's story was just the plot from Yes Man? What if someone had asked him to say a bunch of Klingon racial slurs?
I wish you would step back from that edge, my friend. Be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell, and share the video with your friends. Subscribe to my Patreon to get shouted out in future videos. Check out my Bandcamp for banging tunes, including all the tracks you heard in this video. Follow me on Twitter @GayestFesh, and don't forget to check out my podcast, The Rest of Both Worlds, where I go through Star Trek The Next Generation with a friend who's never seen it. Thank you to all my patrons, with a special shout out to Piftle Cakes and Renee Vorbeck. Your support is greatly appreciated. See you all in the next video.